I never remember y'all having 50-50 conversations in y'all late 20s. And I was aware at this point.
Yeah,
I remember when my mom turned 25, y'all. So listen, I was there.
What if he takes on that same attitude? What if he wins the lottery and then he says, oh yeah, we're separate. I got $700 million. You got what you had. You know what I'm saying?
Men don't want that no more. They want you to work, come home, cook clean, have sex, you feel me, start a business, do whatever it is that they want you to do, and then go back and do it again. That's out of my league. That's too much.
Do you believe that married couples, or I'm gonna say married couples, right? If you got married, would your money be separate? And what's yours is yours, what's his is his, or would it be this is ours?
So, okay, so that's a part A, part B question. So, okay, let me say this: I do believe in prenups. I know most women don't. I do, simply because a prenup, even outside of finances, it lays a good groundwork for the relationship when you all are in love. So that way, regardless of what happens, let's just say if it all goes left, goes south, you can revisit that and say, okay, based off of when we were in love, this is what we said. So it's a mix. I believe that what's ours, if we're together, we rocking, it's us. It's me and you against the world. However, just...
I'm listening.
However,
your money ain't gonna follow into someone else's checking account.
Nah, that's hard. Would I have a joint checking account like that? Probably not.
Really?
Probably not. We could have a joint savings and we could have joint ventures. But here's the same thing too. Like, I don't need to see every transaction you got going on. You might want to give me something. I don't need to see that. I don't even want my mind. And I used to work in accounting. I don't need my mind to start trying to reconcile nothing. Do what you do over there. We'll have a joint pot that we can do ventures, pay bills, all of that.
So you split bills. So you the split bill chick.
No.
You pay your half.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't believe in that. That's also partly why I'm single. I don't believe in splitting bills. No.
You believe in the nigga paying all the bills?
So this is what I believe. I believe that as a man, because you trying to get me in trouble. You trying to have me trending. This is what I believe. I believe in the masculine and feminine polarity in heterosexual relationships. I do. Because each of them plays a very viable role. You can't have one without the other. We see this in nature. So as a man, y'all are literally built to go out and produce and do things. Yeah, and hunt. Like y'all are. This is nature. As a woman, I'm here to cultivate whatever it is that you bring back. So if you provide me the space, and y'all can see, like you say, I got pockets of intelligence. If you provide me the space, the foundation, the stability, then I can take whatever it is that you've established and I can say, okay, you know what, boo, let's do this. You know what I mean? Like I read, I research, I do this. And so now I go and do a business, it's no longer about 50-50. We all just win it. You know what I mean? So I'm more so about teamwork than I am about, oh, well, I paid the rent, $1,000. I need your $500 because, well, what if I don't make as much as you? You know what I mean? Like, what if
or your contribution is different?
Yeah, my contribution is different.
A lot of women, once they have kids, which you're not going to, but I do believe like a lot of women are at home, not intentionally. And I'm not saying women should, so don't attack me. But a lot of women are home contributing to the family while men are still working. And that is valuable contribution. Like you have to take that into account. Because at the end of the day, even like when I was going through my thing, it was like, all right, cool. Like I did this, you did this. Yeah. And we were a team on that. At least I felt that way. Yeah. Like
Thank you, Ken.
We were a team on that. So we try to, and her and I still to this day try to be fair with one another.
Yes.
That's my bro, and we talk about it all the time. He said, not that anything was ever happen with me and my old lady, but if it did, I got her for life just because it is what it is at this point. Yeah. And I kind of rock like that too. It's like, look, we were a team, so I'm not gonna let you fail. Like because it's not back to the systemic racism problem, but it is a head start in the race.
Yes.
Like you stayed home and did this while I went off and worked.
Thank you.
And so now you might need help because I'm further in that race. So
Exactly.
We don't always get along. Let me know.
No. But
I love you, Jess. I love you, but we don't always get along. But
I think it depends. I think it depends on when you start and how you start. How you start is how you finish usually. So like for me, my situation is, like you said, an anomaly. It's very different because, with your mom, she's been with me since I was a kid. Yeah. So I didn't have shit.
She used to hook you up.
Yeah. I didn't have shit You know what I'm saying? I can remember when your mother, you probably don't remember this, you was too young, because, you know, your mother was in college and she had a job and I was in high school. Yeah. That's a whole nother story.
He lied to her, though, about his age.
Oh, God. You throw me out there like that.
I got you, mama. It's okay.
But I can remember when we had you and I was still in high school. I didn't have no money and your mother bought all of us Jordans. You had
y'all went school clothes shopping
with the vest?
Y'all went school clothes shopping?
Real shit. It was a time where your mother brought me school clothes and brought all of us Jordans. Yes. We all had matching Jordans. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
We got the pictures.
You know, now mind you, I'm 16, 17 years
y'all
old.
Y'all be like, pick the pants out and let's go already.
No, real shit. You know,
so I want the Dickies with the.
That's what I had. Yeah, that's what I had. The
Literally.
Dickies. Yeah. And so, but so for that situation this is someone who I built with from nothing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, God forbid, if something were ever to happen, she would be straight for life. Whatever I have is hers. It has to be like that.
But like you said, and I gotta, and I've said this, and I've even referenced this in my personal relationships. But here's the thing, though, on the flip side. Like you said, you were a kid, and then when you got able and when you were of age, you wasn't, I never remember y'all having 50-50 conversations in y'all late 20s, and I was aware at this point. I remember when my mom turned 25, y'all, so listen, I was there. So y'all never had, and you never.
That's so funny, because I remember that shit too. I remember being a full grown ass kid and being like, man, my mom 30 today. Fools are like, you're out of high school.
That's crazy.
Same. People look at you crazy. You got to explain. It's funny. But
you still have to explain.
I know, right? But you never minimized her role as far as the domestic, and that's my problem too. Which also too, I won't lie here. It does kind of also play a role as to why I don't want to have children, because there's not enough reverence for domestic labor. Like for real, like these mothers.
Yeah. That shit hard. Listen, because you know my taste of it was with your brother. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I'm at home and this boy, he used to nurse. And when he couldn't get that titty, oh my God, he cried.
He was inconsolable.
Yeah, he was inconsolable. And just that whole grind of being in, even when we lived in Encino, you got to think, since we've been in LA, I was kind of the stay-at-home dad, you know. So just because I know what y'all do in the comments, I had businesses, not because I wasn't working or unemployed. You know what I'm saying?
Entrepreneur.
Yeah, and my old lady's a professional woman, so she still has her own aspirations and things she wants to do. But in saying that, that shit, women, they hats off.
Yeah, no, for
that
real.
shit is that.
No, you have to give them
work.
You have to give it the
that
respect.
Shit is work.
Yeah, you have to give it the respect it deserves.
Hell yeah, you cleaning the house. You take care of the kids. You
grocery
cooking,
store shopping.
Grocery store. Just keeping the household together. That is a job.
And to be fair, I think that whole behind every strong man is a strong woman.
Absolutely.
It's especially true if you choose to have children, because
Because
now you are in a partnership where it's like, all right, so we got to win. And right now the play is, at least is how I always viewed it. Yeah. But like the play is like, I can make a lot of money, so I'm going to go do that. And you're going to take care of these kids. And then I'm going to come back at night and we're going to, we're just every day. It's like you're grinding with your partner. Yes. And that's what it is. So I don't think enough people. Now, if you're single but then it is what it is. Because you can do whatever you want.
Because you have to pose this question, right? Even at your age and at your stage, right? If you meet someone and you're established, they're established, but think about it when you come to this separating it, because like, say for instance, if you like, well, I got my shit, you got your shit, but it's still kind of prenup and all that. But what if he takes on that same attitude? What if he wins the lottery and then he says, "Oh yeah, well, it's separate. I got $700 million. You got what you had." You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, and that's a good question. No, you said this to me, even my previous relationship, about the whole 50-50 thing. And that's what I'm saying. I don't believe in 50-50. I believe in men. And going back to what Ken said, like how and this ties in, I'm going to loop it back into what you just said, like how you just said, okay, you could stay at home. Men don't want that no more. They want you to work, come home, cook, clean, have sex, you feel me, start a business, do whatever it is that they want you to do, and then go back and do it again. That's out of my league. That's too much. You feel me? I can't do all that. Not to that. I'm not operating at that level. And if we keeping it real, no woman really wants to, because at this point, and we know this too, like, well, at least as a woman, from a woman's perspective, like especially when it comes to the domestic, a lot more of that tends to fall back on the woman. So it's never really 50-50. You know what I mean? So going back to what you said, I do believe in partnership, but my prenup would really just to protect my business and my ventures. You know what I mean? Because remember, I still have partners. I may, have investors. So I can't afford for, let's say if we do fall off, we do break up, now everybody that I've built this over here with too, now they're susceptible to my personal, situations going on. So in that regard, yes, but no, I'm not a stingy person. Like if I got a penny, I'll split it with you if that's what we got to do. But that's why I prefer a man that has a protector and a provider mentality, because he's not looking at it like, oh, you and me over there. Now he could still come with a prenup, protect your assets. I'm all for that. If you came to the table with hella properties and businesses and ventures, and you have to protect that from a business perspective, I understand. Same thing. You got partners, you got, all these different investors, but whatever it is that we do together, that's ours. And then I don't need us to be nickeling and diming each other in the relationship. And I don't want to be with a man that's making me feel like I got to pay for myself to be in a relationship. There's too many men in the world.
Yeah, you're going to get some text messages and some DMs. The nigga's going to be,
It's good though. It's refreshing. It's refreshing. And I look forward to having her on future podcasts because, it's a different perspective.
Exactly.
Because, we just two guys. So we just talk guy shit.
Exactly.
But I do empathize with what you're saying. And I even think of where I fucked up in my own relationship, right? Because shit happens. It does. It's not 50-50. And people do. You were talking about, the burnout of I gotta fuck this dude and I gotta do this and I gotta do this and I gotta do this. There's a burnout. And I think that burnout happens on both sides. It's probably more heavy. I don't know the woman's side of it, but it's heavy and you're providing some context to it. And even my ex, she provided context to it. Guys burn out too, where it's like, well, fuck, I'm trying to be a protector and a provider and a this and a that. And I come home with the bag and I don't ask you for fucking much. Yeah. And I do. And at some point.
And I understand that.
And at some point, people just start to burn out and be
but you know what it is? I'm going to tell you, as someone who's done it for a long time and not flawlessly, but, nothing is.
No.
I think when you leading with grace and mercy, when I always say if you start from the foundation of understanding that nobody is going to get 100% of what they need, right?
Yes, I agree.
You're doing good if you get 60, 70%, right? If you're getting 60 or 70% of what you need from that person, you're winning, right? If you're getting 100%, something is wrong because somebody has lost their identity and become who you want them to be.
Yes.
And it's only going to last so long because they're going to build up resentment,
Yes.
But one thing I learned is communication, and when I say grace and mercy, when both people are saying, no, I know how I feel, but no, how do you feel? What's going on with you? And that person is saying, no, I know how I feel. No, what's going on with you? How do you feel? And they both want to serve each other's needs, and they kind of put themselves to the side a little bit. When it's reciprocated, that's when you can kind of work through bullshit.
But that takes maturity.
It does take maturity.
And it also takes
humility as well.
Humility, maturity.
I'm holding court, standing trial. Why ain't I see you round back when I was down? Karma's on the way. What goes around comes around. Karma's on the way. There's nothing you could do now. You gotta pay.